Why hello there, my frosty duplicates, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included, the Frosty Planet, Episode 12, Prepping the Pool. We have food poisoning. Well, that's not good. It's probably because of the disabled wash basins. So maybe what I'll do is I'll have them disabled last. Or not even necessarily disable them, as they don't really produce heat. Let's go ahead and disable the other stuff. So I'm tired of it being in the process of being disabled and not actually getting disabled. It's annoying. So they're formally disabled. We've moved the bedroom now, or the bathroom rather, to inside the base, so it stops producing heat. So there won't be such a drastic state change over here because all the heat producers in there are now over here, where we actually want the heat, or at least we're sequestering the heat. And Moxie, thank you for the resub. And I've also been keeping this pump going so that this can be a more oxygenated environment, pulling the carbon dioxide out and dumping it in our carbon dioxide sink over here. Alright, research. We just got improved plumbing. Cool. Because that's exactly what we're kind of working towards. I think a liquid tapidizer might be needed, but it requires a lot of power, so I'm kind of iffy about whether I want to include a tapidizing area or not. Let me quickly look at the other research to see if any of it correlates to liquid water. Liquid element sensor might be nice to have. And then the other issue is, of course, where is the liquid water pool going to go? That is a very fine question. So let's take a quick look at the relative temperature of the base. So really anywhere in this base outside of our hot spot, which actually is almost above freezing. Right? It's almost above freezing in there. Is warm enough? And speaking about warm enough, the other thing that we could consider, now that we're getting reed fibers, and we don't need more suits, at least not for now, is to set up textile looms to set up clothing for ourselves. So I'm going to set up a loom here, and I'm going to build the exosuit forge here. I don't know if we're going to need it, but I might as well have it just in case. But setting up textile looms so we can make clothing for our dupes so that they can stay warmer, because we only have one of the dupes with a set of clothing. And we should be getting, I don't know how many reed fibers I have, but let me check. 18 units of reed fibers? Yeah, that's definitely enough for a few pairs of clothes. So thinking about where to store liquid water. That's a bit of a challenging idea. The liquid water should be pretty close to here, physically. So I'm thinking kind of like back here, oddly. Because if our bathroom's here, we're going to want liquid water pretty close by. So I'm just trying to think about what that would look like. Because I could temporarily have a liquid tapidizer. So the bigger question is how to physically get there. I think the best thing I could do right now is to build a path from our airlock over and to have a ladder ascend to this area so that we can excavate to create a void. And then to potentially even change the physical layout of our airlock so that it includes an area around the liquid tank. Something that I should have done prior to creating the living area, but I didn't. So I think that's my current idea for it, at least. Will water freeze inside of the tanks and damage them? Yes. State change that happens from, you know, gas to liquid or liquid to solid inside of anywhere that isn't designed to hold it. So like a liquid pipe, if it goes from liquid to a gas or liquid to a solid, damages it. So that's honestly the big concern is I don't want to have damage to it. Now, the other reason to put it here is I do have liquid generator here. This is a liquid geyser. So one of the advantages of having my liquid stored here is if I have a geyser here and I want to generate, and if I have a geyser here surrounded by abyssalite and I turn this into a liquid pool and I put heat generators here, then I can take the liquid that comes out of this geyser, heat it, sieve it, store it. Does that make sense? Because this makes water, and I'm going to need to heat the water, filter the water, and then store the water. And then I'll have liquid water stored pretty close to where we're generating it, which is, you know, it's going to take me a while to actually get that set up, but it's not a terrible idea. It's pretty functional. And then it uses the advantage of the geyser too. Plus, if you take a look, there's a fair bit of abyssalite around here. So this whole area, like if I isolate here, if I like double wall insulate tile here and double wall insulate tile here, this whole physical area is going to be thermally pretty isolated from everywhere else because of the way the abyssalite's laid out. So it's already fairly well conducive to becoming like an additional hotspot that doesn't necessarily need a vacuum tube. Just because of the beautiful way of the abyssalite layout, because it runs all the way around this area. Meaning, this ladder might be better off going all the way ascending up here, and then me meeting it over here, so that we can build a double wall insulator in this spot. Because double wall insulation is pretty meta in terms of, you know, if you're trying to thermally isolate an area. So I think that's the plan, and it's a pretty big scoped plan. So it's going to take me a little bit of time to make sure that the damage done from heating and everything is not spilling over anywhere else. But worth doing. It'll be a fun project nonetheless. Alright, how's our vacuum airlock? It's down to single-digit grams in some spots. And triple-digit grams over here. Right, I'm going to stop that. I don't remember if Phlox is old yet. 32, 28. No, I think they're all pretty young. 31, that's the oldest Phlox. Okay. Smash some more Phlox eggs. Duplicant skills. We don't really need any of that right now. Everybody's about as skilled as I need them to be. So yeah, they have their goals. I am going to put a pause to everything I was doing down here, though. I'm not going to worry about this ethanol. Meaning that if I don't want the ethanol being transferred, this is going to be a... Actually, where are you taking... Oh, you are supplying the farm with this ethanol. That's really not efficient. You should be pitcher pumping it, but whatever. Alright, so we've dug up to this spot here. And the idea is to add insulators here and then double up the insulating wall just so that it's like layered thermal. I'd rather be safe than sorry, and I don't want like the big melt. Anyone that has played like Rhine or this before knows what I mean by the big melt. When you generate enough heat that it becomes a real problem where everything starts melting. The other thing, worm coats. So worm coats is 4 reed fibers each. If I make 4 of them, everyone will have one. Because if I'm not mistaken, Matic has one, and nobody else does. So if I take a look at the properties here of Matic, thermal insulation thickness is 1 centimeter because of the warm coat. And everyone else should be less than that. Now, do have a few, actually, well, now I think about it, we have a few that, that are, frost, what is it called? Who is frostproof? I think it was, Toxie? No, Matic? No, Sean. Sean's frostproof, right? Yep. So Sean's frostproof, immune to chilly surroundings. So we really only need 3. I guess Sean can go with like a snazzy suit. So maybe I'll put Sean in a snazzy suit instead. Because I think Toxie... yeah, okay. So that'll work out. Nice. So I'm approaching this area from both sides, from the north and from the south. And having them work and kind of meet at the middle. It's a little weird. So I'm not going to have them go all the way, because if they go all the way, I don't want the people wearing exosuits to then come back into the base the other direction, so I'm going to create like a little blocker here. I just wanted to approach it from both sides so that more people could do work concurrently. And the other thing about the chilly surroundings is once you're in an exosuit, it's kind of moot. So Sean, you're getting the snazzy suit. Because once you're in a suit, you know, you're definitely way more protected from the external environment than otherwise. So, another big advantage to wearing exosuits. Where is Sean? So Sean, are you wearing your snazzy suit now? Yep, you can see that there's like a little blob of decor following him around. Because he's frostproof, so he does not care about the cold like the others do. And here is a worm. So, Toxie, you're gonna get that. And this will help them to stay warmer so that they have to heat up, back up less frequently and don't suffer the frost penalties as often. And we're making the last one now. So again, this is yet another reason why I haven't been printing a lot of dupes. Is obviously it's way easier to feed fewer dupes, clothe fewer dupes, house fewer dupes, etc. I would say it's definitely a beginner mistake to print every dupe that you can, because you get to a point where you get like colony collapse as a result of your population booming way too fast, way faster than you can manage. And if you're an expert player, yeah, maybe you can print a lot more dupes, but I'm not an expert player. I don't want to print dupes like crazy. That would definitely be a challenge run to like print all dupes, because you're going to get your butt kicked pretty quick by, you know, a whole host of different problems. So there we go, Scorpio, you're going to wear the last one. So now everybody that needs insulation is insulated. So here we can see frost resistant, due to checking in on the wood heater, and then we've got extra layers of insulation. So insulation thickness is a centimeter rather than 0.2. Should be helpful, I hope. Care package. I guess rust. Pidu, thank you for the resub. And Saturn Spars too, I kind of missed that. Sorry about that. Bottom of the bio shows what they're wearing. Yeah, I think you're right. Scroll all the way down, you can see clothing. Actually, does the snazzy suit offer insulation? Yeah, it does. Just not as much as the warm coat, obviously. But yeah, now everyone's in a warm coat. That should help with morale and stress and everything else. What pump is on? None? Alright, let's turn that one on. So we're getting the insulation tile in. Good. Actually, I feel like I made a bit of an error, but oh well. I should have put the second layer of insulation tile above it. Yeah, I'm going to fix that. Because it's going to be a little bit easier to move around if the first layer of insulation tiles this layer and then the second layer, because if I make it lower, then we can't traverse the terrain. So as you can see, the scope of this project is enormous, which is why I'm not making a lot of progress quickly. But I think we're doing it right. We're not doing it fast, but we're doing it right. So then the next step is to quarry out a void here, and then potentially to add the void to the physical area of the base. Meaning that maybe we slowly, what I would do is maybe build wood tiles here and here so that we can punch out a hole here and add this area to the base, meaning that our washroom could be larger, and then also the water tank will be physically part of the base, which is odd, but that allows us to have a liquid pump where we can pump out water, fresh water, from within our base, so that if we have a research room within the base, we can feed the research stations with liquid water without having to, like, exit the base, go in. It requires a lot more effort, but it solves a lot of problems later on. So, like, veteran players probably know what I'm talking about, where your advanced research stations require regular supplies of liquid water, and we're not... You know, it's going to be easier to get it from a pitcher pump than to constantly rely upon an ice liquefier. Just in my opinion. And then initially, to set up the base's, the pool's water, we can use the liquid ice liquefier instead of like the slush filtering tepodizer, so that we have at least a little bit of liquid to start. Alright, so what I want to do is build the second layer of the insulated tile, and then I'm going to have the insulated tile come down here to create a barrier. So I'll have two walls here, meaning that this space will then be out of the base, only accessible from Exosuit. And I'm doing the same thing over here. I'm lining everything with insulated tile so that so the heat doesn't escape and we don't mess up the world. How's our wood? Wood's not so good. To the point where, I'm not... This wood heater is barely the, causing the problems. But I'm going to turn it off anyway. I'm just looking to see if scale growth is happening soon or not. Because we might be getting a bit of a windfall of wood. So wood's not so good to the point where, like, it might be a good idea to get another Phlox ranch up sometime in the near future. Just because we're going to get wood shortages if I don't. It's not like nearly crisis level yet. So, you know, I don't need to shift gears at the moment. But it's food for thought. How many are in there anyway? Oh, the other thing is, come on. Who's supplying this? Sean's supplying it. It's his next tax. Okay. I think it's because I 9 priority hauled this, and I shouldn't have. I should have done like a 7. Where's all my egg coming from? My god. I still have 22 kcals of omelets. And smashing those phlox eggs because they keep overpopulating because they're happy and groomed. I mean, hey, it's a pretty good source of food, so, you know, whatever. Yeah, getting another ranch farmer, a ranch farmer combo would be pretty good. I think we have a lot of farming tasks because we're relying upon the carbon dioxide that we generate for the Aveo Vera conversion farms. And then, you know, it looks like we want maybe to do a little bit more ranching. There's other ways to get wood. We could also start a bonbon tree farm or a arbor seed tree farm, technically. Although I don't know if the arbor seeds are conducive to the temperatures that we have, but the bonbons would be. So that would be another different way to get wood that we require. Shadowlink, thank you for the sub. Alright, so we're getting the insulated tile going. I want to double layer it. I'm going to be double layering it kind of everywhere here. Just to prevent having heat problems. It's going to take a while though. Oh, you move on the other side of this. No, how'd you do that? For real. I go out of my way to make sure he's on the correct side of the wall when he builds it, and then he somehow manages not to be. He like phased through a insulated tile right at the end there. So he can't technically go through this airlock. So I'm gonna have to disable this building, this airlock, as an emergency so we can even get through. And build this ladder as an emergency. All because of that. No, he got through, okay. The one thing I was trying to avoid, right? Alright, so this doesn't need to be an emergency. Set it to 8. The Atmosuit checkpoint definitely should be a high priority thing. What's going on here? Oh, the colony's about to cycle hit 100. We survived 100 cycles! That was a new audio thingy that I've never heard before. But it was like celebration noises, I guess? I don't know. Alright, what do we get? A yellow rayon skirt. It used to be white, didn't age well. Man, take offense to that. No, 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 no. Get over here, turn this frick on. No, stop it. Can you stop being stupid? There we go. Okay. Wait, how are you? What? How's it? What? What? My brain! He just caught his breath while wearing an exosuit. How does that make sense? Oh, you hurt me. The illogic there. I don't get. If you're wondering, the suit has plenty of oxygen. That was not the problem. So, I think it was just weirdness. But it was very funny to see in real time, because he was catching his breath despite having 100% oxygenated environment in his suit. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, it's not only suit based. That's fine. It just kind of broke my brain briefly. Alright, so it's now thermally isolated from the top so that heat won't bleed so easily through. And then we're doing that down here before anything else. I'm just being overly cautious, mostly because I know what happens if I'm not. I can also do that here as well, building insulated tile in this spot. So let's sweep this up so that it doesn't get, you know, whatever. And then build the insulated tile over here. Basically, I'm trying to isolate it so that there's no real temperature problems, so nothing bleeds in. Of course, if it bleeds in this way, it doesn't really matter because it will be vacuumed. Not a lot of carbon reaches over here. I could dig out the lip a little bit more so that carbon can flow a little bit more freely that direction. I think that not a big project, pretty effective. I'm definitely not getting anywhere close to liquid storage that I thought I would. I haven't done anything in regards to that just yet. But I do have the game plan. And the game plan is pretty solid, I think. Alright, these things are getting out of order. I want to fix that before it becomes a real problem. So, changing the priorities. Blueprint. Build farm ranch. Who can't dive as long as frostproof? Man, I really like you. I don't have space for you at the moment, but I am going to make space. So right at the buzzer here, at the end of the stream, we're going to get another dupe. So his bed will be here. We have space for one more mess table, so that's fine. His sleeping accommodations probably suck right now, but that, you know, it's not my problem. So good luck in the raffle. Raffle timer is up. Let me hide that so you can actually see it. Where is he anyway? Is he sleeping on the ground somewhere? I don't even know where he is. Yeah, he was sleeping on the egg cracker. For these beds, I'm going to order rebuilds. I originally made it out of wood, but, you know, we're kind of like dwarf-like. I'm going to rebuild it into granite, because there's no... It saves me wood. It doesn't really matter. Having the second farmer is going to be... and rancher is going to be really nice. So let's go to priorities here. New guy. Abe. Farming, ranching. And you were good at building. And that should definitely help with all the aloe vera and the pike apples and all the animals. Very happy about that dupe. Plus, the dupe had really good skills. Speaking of which, when I can afford it, I'm going to get another warm coat for him. Actually, was that needed? Abe, you were... Diver's lungs. And frostproof. No, you are actually don't need that. I mean, I think you could still benefit from it, but I'm going to give you snazzy suit instead. When I have the fibers. So hopefully this extra digging will add additional flow for the carbon dioxide to actually reach where it needs to reach. Because it is definitely pooling here, as I'm sure you can see. The other thing is there's really nothing stopping me necessarily from like aloe vera, putting some additional aloe vera here. Maybe before I do that, let's sweep this area. Just to capture and filter this here. Because I can plant the seeds wherever I want. And it doesn't really matter specifically where it goes, just as wherever the carbon dioxide is where it's most useful. And this needs to be made of... There we go. Setting a rebuild order. Oh man, he does not know how to use an atmosuit, so probably need to set him up with a different work priority or skill priorities, so you can actually use that atmosuit. Because watching him try to move around and like that was really funny. Pumpy, thank you for the sub. Welcome to the stream. Well, my breathability has never been higher. I know it seems like I have kind of a ton of carbon dioxide, but my breathability is now like 93%, or I shouldn't say never been higher, but it's the highest it's been in this entire stream. It's like 97%. We're doing pretty good on that. Our barracks is a barracks. Everybody has a spot, and our little mess hall is a mess hall. So yeah, things are kind of back to normal. Stress is 0. Breathability is almost 100%. I would say we're doing pretty good for day 102. Critter's a bit too high. We'll smash another egg, make another omelet. Alright, giveaway. Going to Skeletor. Congratulations. Who would have thought that the person that barely needs to breathe is a skeleton after all? Well, where is he? Alright. So, I think working on improved carry to exosuit for you sooner than later would be better. I might actually want to reskill you. Feel like I made a bit of an error giving you the skills that I gave you. So, to that end, let's shake you up. And Matic is about to finish some of the insulated tile area, which is great. So we just need one more layer and then remove that, like, ladder there. That ladder is actually really not necessary at all, anyway. We'll work on that. Getting this swept up so that I can maybe plant some aloe vera here as well to help with the carbon dioxide that is stuck in the west. There we go. We're getting the area isolated. Toasty. All things considered. And this is just like an overabundance of caution. It's the insulator tiles over here as well. Well, we're down to like milligrams of air in some parts of this. There is a bit of a pocket here of more gas to the point where like it might need me to gas pump here at some point, build a gas pump and just pump it out to the other side. Because the air doesn't balance the density quickly. So there will be pockets of more breathability that get stuck on the other side. It's a problem that I can solve like much later. It's not a big deal now. And I would like to get to a point where this is tidied up so that I can focus on the aloe vera here. Because we did definitely have like a big problem with all the carbon dioxide that we're generating off the wood burner. And still we have an issue with wood being I wouldn't say it's a deficit just yet. We're not in deficit, but you know, I might want to increase the supply. That seems to be a thing. And that's actually pretty easy to do with all the pike apples that we have. queued up, I can actually just convert our farm over to a ranch really, really easily by just changing some of the floor tiles here, and it will very instantly become another ranch. So I'm not too worried about that, which is why, you know, I'm not reacting with panic. And we got rid of the farts, so I'm going to change the ranch back over, containing it the way it was originally. Yeah. So maybe that's going to be the last thing I do this stream, is to actually convert my pike apples farm back to convert it to a ranch, and then wrap up. It's not a very hard project, all in all. We're almost done. It's really not that hard of a project. Especially given that Matic just got stuck. What did we... Oh, why did I close that? I don't even know what we researched. Well, I don't really need fine art anytime soon. We might want some and or gates. For computing... Well, no. That's not necessary either. Let's just go for advanced power regulation. Can't go wrong with that. Updated the priority for the added ranch to be part of it, even though I'm working on wrapping it up right now. So what I'm going to be doing here is just, this new ranch is just going to be like Phlox eggs, where we sweep up everything on the ground here, put the Phlox eggs here, and just let them incubate over time, and close this door so that it's a ranch again. If you're wondering if I'm worried about like running out of pike apple, I'm really not. We can easily add another pike apple, farm well before food becomes a problem, I think. And I'd also like to shake Skeletor up a little bit. Work towards exosuits. Essentially, if you use exosuits at all, you have such a massive penalty to being in one if you don't have high athletics or exosuit skill, that it's almost always the first thing I get for the new guys. Because otherwise you're just like completely incapable of decent moving. I'm going a little bit over my overtime, just to try to finish this off. We are running a bit of a power shortage, so I'm going to turn off this gas pump so that we can actually use the skill scrubber. Because otherwise we would brown out. I think we're still browning out, and that's why Skeletor is like going a little crazy here. Oh, I see. Because we're also using the rock crusher. Smashing up mammoth patties. Alright, I think this is a stable. correct size and all. So all we need to do is close this door. The critters above need their phlox fawn eggs swept up so that they're not overpopulated. Put into this box, which will be a sweep-only phlox egg. And then we can dump it out. Oh, try that again. And then we'll have double the wood production, which should meet our demands. Can't imagine it won't. Alright. The power in the battery is holding pretty good. So you got... Oh, did you not get scrubbed? Oh, why did you hop out of there? Oh, because of oxygen? Okay, that's fair. You do need to breathe. Last time I checked. Why are you stuck? You're not stuck, you're just standing. Alright, so all of that is so that we can... Oh god, you're still not done? Thought it looked like it finished. Okay, yeah, now that's done. So disable, and the purpose of that is so that he can start working towards exosuit wearing, so that he's not, like, completely nerfed in a suit. So with this lovely farm or ranch done, as soon as this shearing station's plugged in, I'm going to call that finished. But we've got, I think, 5 phlox eggs already sitting here, if I'm not mistaken. Now, critter 1? Wait, what? Oh. No, I am mistaken. Let's try this again. Only 1 egg there. We have... How many eggs total do we have? Let me look that up. 3? So I need to find where the 3 are. There's... Oh, here's one. I think it just got laid. But yeah, starting the second ranch so that we can supply the wood that we need. And I think, friends, this is where I am going to leave off with most of the insulating wall built. Not all of it, but most of it built. The ranch built. So I can take that off as a priority. And at least a plan for what we're going to do for liquid storage. So I feel pretty accomplished for this being just one more stream. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Frosty Planet, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 1st. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch a next episode or an upcoming stream of mine. Farewell, my fellow duplicates.